Viveka-Chudamani, India in the 8th century AD was a honeycomb of conflicting sects. Also, during this period, Hinduism was finally reasserting itself over Buddhism, which had become plagued with decadence and disorder. At this critical juncture, Shankara appeared on the scene and provided the needed leadership and inspiration to resurrect the Vedic culture of the land and re-establish the supremacy of the non-dualistic Vedanta. While traversing the country, discoursing and establishing monastic centers, he took the time to write commentaries, compose treatises and hymns. His written work serves as the foundation rock upon which rests the present-day Sanatana Dharma, the eternal religion of India. One of Shankara's major philosophical works is his Viveka-Chudamani, the Crest-Jewel of Discrimination. Not too long after Sri Ramana Maharshi arrived at Arunachala as a boy sage, he was shown this text by one of his disciples, who, in all likelihood, asked him to elucidate certain points not understood. The Maharshi found the text so much agreed with his own experience that he made a Tamil prose rendering of the Viveka-Chudamani's 580 Sanskrit verses. The English translation of this work can be found in the collected works of Ramana Maharshi. Most of the serious students of the Maharshi's teachings are aware of this fact. What is not so well known is that out of the 580 verses in the Viveka-Chudamani, the Maharshi selected 10 that appealed to him most. These he translated and reset. They clearly mirror the Maharshi's own experience and provide direct guidance to mature seekers. Verses from Sri Shankara's Viveka-Chudamani, selected and reset by Sri Ramana Maharshi. 31. Among all the means for liberation, preeminent is devotion and the quest for one's own reality. The self is called devotion. 351. The Supreme Self, the eternal, indivisible, non-dual consciousness, the witness of Buddhi, and the rest is other than Sat and Asat, and is the ultimate significance of the notion conveyed by the term I. It is the immediate reality, the bliss incarnate. 135. The Supreme Self of pure consciousness, different from Prakriti and its modifications, shines as the I, the direct witness of Buddhi during the wakeful and other states, and lights up this entire manifestation of Sat and Asat. 217. That which clearly manifests itself within during the wakeful, dreaming and sleep states, which is directly perceived within as the I of continuous awareness, which perceives the ego, buddhi, etc., that are of diverse forms and modifications, and which reveals itself as the Atman of eternal consciousness, bliss. Know thou this, thine own self within the heart, 136. By direct experience, know thou this, thine own self within thyself, as this is I, with the mind regulated and the intellect pure and clear, thereby cross the boundless ocean of samsara, of which the waves are the succession of births and deaths. Thy aim thus fulfilled, be established as the Absolute. 380. In the sheath of intelligence shines eternally Atman, the self-effulgent witness of all, making that thy Lakshya, which is quite different from the unreal, enjoy it by experience through unbroken awareness as thy own self. 360. Extremely subtle is the truth of this Self Supreme, and it is not discernible to the gross vision of the mind. It is knowable to the noble-minded of perfectly pure intellect through very subtle self-awareness during Samadhi, the state of transcendental peace. 362. When the mind, qualified thus through incessant practice, is merged in Brahman, then the Samadhi, getting rid of its savikalpa character, leads of its own accord to the experience of bliss of oneness, that is, of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. 363. By the Samadhi are destroyed all the knots of vasanas, and all karma is destroyed. There remains within and without, everywhere and at all times, the effortless manifestation of one's Swarupa, this self. 266. In the cave of the Buddhi is the Supreme Brahman, one without a second, distinct from Sat and Asat. For him who abides in this cave as verily that self, there is no rebirth.